Nog with PhillyFileMaker.org. This is 5 Minutes with PhillyFileMaker.org. We are at DevCon 2009, San Francisco Hilton. This is day 2. There's so much happening here, but I get 5 minutes to sit down with Molly Connolly from Thorsen Consulting in Chicago. And I didn't say this before, but you are probably the person I most look forward to seeing when I come.
I love that.
Yes, and I know that I am not alone when I say that.
That's so great.
There are scores of people in this building right now who feel that way. So it's always a pleasure to sit down and talk with you. San Francisco, what do you think?
You know what, I was real skeptical. This is my 12th DevCon.
12.
I've gotten really accustomed to the desert. I love the lazy river.
Right,
so
right.
I was a little concerned. I was also concerned about how people want to find each other.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, I miss the heat a little bit. It's kind of fun. But when it really comes down to it, I'm seeing everybody I want to see. The sessions are great. So I don't really think it matters where we're at. I'm just glad to be together.
It's been, I think it's been great. And everybody I'm talking to is saying that they really like it.
There's a lot of new people too. I think that a lot of people were attracted to this location who wouldn't necessarily want to go to Phoenix in the summer.
Probably true. I do like the fact that we are isolated there, but you know, and we're all kind of in that same space. But it has been really fun to be able to just walk outside and go to a different restaurant or a bar. There was a tweet up last night at a bar called The Rye. It was fantastic. There was about 40 or 50 people there. So I mean, little things like that are happening sort of spontaneously, and that's really cool.
Yeah.
Something I want to ask you about is, and I did mention it earlier, is pause on error.
Oh, that was fantastic.
Because you were there, so tell us about your experience with pause on error.
It was fantastic. It was the same. The thing that was neat about Pause on Error was kind of a pre-DevCon. It was that same where you get together with just a few people and you're capturing ideas, and it was it was very informal. So it was neat because a lot of people from New York just drove by.
Right.
And I think it was neat because it was unscripted, so people were kind of jumping in with topics that it was more like the burning questions that came up.
Yeah.
So it was fun.
I wasn't able to go. Colin Keefe from FileMaker was there, and he reported back. And I actually watched at least 2 sessions live on Ustream. If anybody who doesn't know what Pause on Error is, it was an unconference put together by John Sindelar, C Code, who we're going to be talking to as well. Ernest Coe, and Andy Gong from FM Pub. So they threw this together sort of right at the last minute. 6 weeks or something like that, and had this thing in New York where there were no conference rooms. It was just people meeting in hotel rooms, and it was an extraordinary effort. How many people do you think were there? Do you know?
I think overall there were at least 50 people.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And it didn't cost anybody anything to go. So if you were in New York and you just came in for the day, like I think Colin did, then. So it's maybe another game changing. I keep hearing that term or phrase, game changing, this week.
Yeah.
And I think that might be another game changing thing. It's not competing with DevCon. It's complementing with other ways of getting together and being social. That's right.
I've since heard, people from FileMaker, obviously they were too busy.
Sure.
6 weeks before DevCon, but we've talked about if they do it again in January, that we'll have some FileMaker sales reps there, we'll have some SEs, so that's exciting.
That's cool.
Fun.
What have you seen so far that has been sort of mind blowing?
Well, obviously the year in review, John Sindelar.
Yes.
And I think the thing I like best about it, it's not just seeing cool stuff that people have done, it's kind of how, and this is what is my favorite part of DevCon, it's seeing how John can really take somebody's idea and then expand how it relates to a different situation.
Yeah.
And he's also really good about just pulling out the excitement and the beauty of some of the stuff that we spend so much time on and we're so proud of, and maybe it's not really essential to the solution, but it's cool and it's important in and of itself that you can do it. So it was fun to see him highlight that. And he talked a lot about just the beauty of being able to take something really seriously and be creative and do the best job you can do. So it was fun to see the work that people are putting into these cool solutions.
Yeah, I agree. I thought that was a fantastic session. It was the first session this morning, and I'm looking forward to talking to John about it.
And it was kind of interesting too. I mean, I think you and I have talked about this with custom software, that sometimes you're just so pressed to just get it done for the client. And so a lot of my work is very streamlined. I just want to get the functionality down. So a lot of the stuff he showed us, it was neat that it's about better functionality, and sometimes you think, oh, that's too much work, and he's like, it's really not, because look at what you're saving the client. Look at what you're really doing for him. So it was neat.
I think if you can justify, there's gold plating, but if you can justify a return based on maybe some elegance or the user interface, increased productivity in that regard, then it's it's worth it.
That's the way to say it. But it
Yeah.
wasn't, it wasn't gold plate
No.
fancy to us, but it was like really functional.
Yes, and I think pointing people in a direction that they're used to going with other apps, which is very important.
Yeah.
So, what about your sessions? You're doing a couple of things this week. Tell us about it.
I'm really excited. So there's one that came together, Kirk Bowman's idea to do a panel discussion on, we were just talking about consulting, running a successful consulting practice. So it's Jonathan Stark, it's Kirk Bowman, it's Jesse Barnum and me, and then Matt Navarre is he's gonna moderate it.
That's a pretty nice panel you have there. Kind of an all-star, band.
I think it's going to be fun, especially because I've worked with all those guys,
Right.
and we don't always agree, right?
Of course
so,
not. Of course not.
so I think that's what'll be fun. It's just to see we approach things differently, and hopefully give some people some different ideas on. It obviously depends on the situation.
Sure.
So I'm really excited about it.
That's good. I've been looking forward to that for weeks. There are podcasts that are pushing that
Yeah.
and exposing it and giving it just a ton of great buzz. And I'm planning on it coming early because it's going to be in one of these small rooms.
I think so.
And
Yeah.
I believe it's going to fill up. We'll see if my prediction is right. I think it's going to
I
be
think
like
that'd be really fun, yeah.
out the door kind of thing. So, and what else are you doing? You doing an official? That's not an official.
That's a little unconference one. And my official session is bright and early Sunday morning after the boat tour, so we'll see if anybody shows up.
The coveted
The
first
coveted
session
Sunday morning
after
slide.
the big dinner. Open bar on the boat, by the way. So
Yeah, I think I need to stop worrying about it.
Yeah,
'Cause
just do it.
just get up there. But my session is on client satisfaction. So again, kind of talking about stuff we've talked about all along, like how
Sure.
do you really project management techniques, how do you focus on your communicating with your client to make sure that they're ultimately happy. But obviously, as a business owner, that you get paid.
That's
They're happy, we're happy.
relatively important.
Yeah, how do you get repeat business out of it? So I'm excited about that one too, because what I was mentioning to people is they slotted it as a beginner session,
Interesting.
but which to a certain extent it is. I mean,
Technically.
if you're new to consulting, like you want to learn these project management techniques, but the truth is every year you learn new stuff.
Right.
And so you really have to polish it up, and
Right.
I certainly found that out this year.
Yeah. So, and let's talk about this year and what
Yeah.
you're doing with Thorsen Consulting. Tell us about what is it, what do you do, and just give us the.
Give a little spiel. Okay, great. Well, for a while it's been hard for me to say what I do because I've been a developer, I worked at Soliant, I was managing projects, managing a team, and I'm on my own again. And what I've found, especially this year that I've been working on that I'm really enjoying, is that I'm working as an advisor to other developers.
Okay.
And so for example, I'm working with Mighty Data. We're working on helping, he's been doing some hiring and kind of working on promotion.
Mhm.
I'm working with 360 Works. We're helping them promote their products. I'm working with some folks in Portland. And so it's really fun because I can serve as kind of an advisor
Sure.
or just an extra pair of ears. Sometimes you're so focused on your own business, it's hard to see if you're missing an opportunity
Right.
or if you're putting your energy in the right direction. So I'm kind of a sounding board, and then obviously because I've done all the different aspects, hopefully adding some value to some of their decision making and
Yeah.
putting some effort into which direction they want to put their energy. Love to have you.
Well, thanks for being here.
Okay.
And hook us up in Philly. We want to.
I've
If
been
you're booking
talking to
tours.
Colin, maybe November. I
Yes.
think I'm talking to Colin about that. I'd love to come
Molly Connolly in Philadelphia, possibly this fall. I'm going to just disclaim that with possibly.
Hey, Philly.
5 minutes with FileMaker.org. Go to FileMaker.org.